My name's Dave Dubeau, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content.
You know what? In today's day and age, we all need the biggest competitive advantages we can when it comes to buying and selling investment properties. Well, today's guest, Angela Hern, is zooming in from beautiful San Ramon, California. Angela's got a ton of experience helping people buy and sell properties because that's what she's been doing for years as a realtor. And now she and her partners have come up with something kind of cool as a new, different, and very effective way to help us sell our property. So Angela, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thank you. And thank you for having me.
So Angela, tell us a little bit. I kind of teased about it, but now I want you to kind of paint us the picture. What have you guys come up with, and how can this help us as real estate investors to sell our properties?
So this is perfect for real estate investors. It's an online bidding platform. So don't think of it as an auction because it's not for distressed sales. It's for traditional sales. But investors tend to love it more than the regular seller or buyer out there because it's kind of like eBay for real estate. That's the easy way.
That's what I was going to ask. Is this anything like eBay for selling real estate? Okay, cool. So how does it work?
So how does it work is you're a certified agent. And if you're an investor and you have a property that you want to sell, let us know and we'll hook you up with a certified agent on BidThisProperty. We'll list it on the property. They will market it for 8 or 10 days, very, very aggressively. In 8 or 10 days, you will have people creating a bidding war online transparently. So every time somebody bids on it, the previous bidder gets notified that they've been outbidded and they're asked to come back and bid again. And so it's transparent. It encourages the bidding war. It also encourages the feeling on, I want to win, because that's what happens when you're bidding.
The whole FOMO thing, right? The FOMO
thing.
Yeah.
And at the end, we ask the top 2 bidders to submit their offers in writing, and then the seller gets to accept, counter, or reject any of the bids.
Okay. So Angela, can I play devil's advocate and ask you some questions?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm thinking, if I post my property on there, what the heck do I need a realtor for?
Well, because you want the liability to go away off of you. Only certified agents are allowed to use it. So we're teaching and training. So I have been going across the United States, hopefully in Canada very soon. I understand you're in Canada. That is our next.
Most of our listeners are in the States these days. So
okay, well, that's our next area to go. Right now, we're in 11 states across the United States and growing very, very fast. So there's a training that goes involved for the agent, for the mindset, because the investors, the sellers and the buyers, they get it. It's the agents getting them to understand how to get this. To create a bidding war, there's kind of like a little sauce that you have to create a sense of urgency in everybody's mind. Also, how to show the math to the investor, which is the seller or the buyer. So for the seller who's an investor, the benefit to them is they're going to net $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 more selling it this way than the traditional way, just because there's a buyer's premium that has to be tacked onto it. So we have to teach the agents how to do that, to be able to show it to the investor or the seller, and to be able to explain it to the buyer as well. So yes, as a seller, why would you need an agent? Well, because you're not able to use BidThisProperty to sell your property without an agent.
Okay. All right. So again, just playing devil's advocate, why would I do that instead of trying to just list my own property on eBay?
Well, because we have the marketing expertise and we're creating the bidding war, and we created the site. So on eBay, if you ever bought on eBay, you would know that you can go in and snipe the item at the last second.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. With our product, you can't do that. If you bid within the last 5 minutes, it auto extends for 10 minutes. It notifies all the registered bidders, it's been auto extended, invites them to come in. And honestly, our average is about 45 minutes over the time clock. And that's when the magic happens.
So no sniping. I like that.
No sniping at all.
But it still kind of generates that last minute. So the bidding war really happens in that 45 minutes.
Yes.
After. Okay. Very, very cool.
Hey there, if you're a capital raiser, a syndicator, or a fund manager, and you're looking for a steady flow of incoming accredited investor leads, then go ahead, grab a free copy of my new book, How to Get 20 Accredited Investor Meetings Every Month Without Cold Calling, Networking, or Chasing People. You can get that at 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Again, that's the number 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com.
All right, so that was the first question I had, is why we needed that. And then the second question I had is, what about what about if it just doesn't get bid, or what about if the bids are way too low for what the seller's hoping to get for this? How do we kind of, if this is a true bidding thing, then you have to start, the starting offer needs to be below retail value to get people excited about this, right? So how does that kind of work so I don't get bit in the butt as a seller trying to sell my property on this thing?
That's a good question. So on our contracts and on the site in big, bold red letters, it says the seller reserves the right to accept, counter, or reject any bids.
Oh, okay.
So there is really no risk for the seller whatsoever.
Okay.
If the agent followed the system correctly, and when they follow the system correctly, it works beautifully and it will get to market value or better. If it doesn't get to market value, we are in a shift market, which means prices have dropped. If it doesn't get market value and the seller doesn't like where it gets at, that's okay. The seller can say no to any of the offers. The seller can pull it. The seller can turn around and switch it to a traditional sale. The seller has options. But at least the seller knows exactly what the market is going to bear today in today's time.
Okay, cool. That answers the question. So Angela, pricing wise, if I were to put my property on the site, commissions to realtors, are those comparable to traditional listing commissions? Are they lower because it's just kind of focused on this? Or how does that side of things typically work?
So great question again. So commissions, the way that works, or compensation, because we're really not supposed to say commissions anymore. Okay. Compensation is basically for the seller half. So the seller would cover what would normally be 3% for the listing agent. And we charge a buyer's premium on the buyer side of 3%. So basically the buyer is going to credit the seller that extra 3% at the end by raising the price by 3% to cover the other side's compensation. And
so that doesn't cost, theoretically, it doesn't cost the seller anything. Is that what I'm understanding?
No, it costs the seller 3% or half. What traditional being 5 to 6%. Yeah. The seller would cover half. The buyer's premium would cover the other half.
So what were you saying about the buyer's premium going to the seller? What did I misunderstand?
So the seller would credit the buyer's premium to cover the other half of the commission. So remember at the beginning, I said the seller would net more?
Yeah.
So normally on a traditional listing, let's say you did 5% on 500 or 1 million, let's say 1 million, because it's easier for me to do the math, $1 million. So 5% on $1 million would be $50,000.
Yeah.
Correct? Okay. Buyer's premium is going to be 3%. The seller's going to credit, the buyer's going to credit the seller 3% by raising their price by $30,000.
Why would the buyer so it's the highest
bid? Why would the buyer want to do that?
Well, it's the highest bid plus 3% more.
3%. So. Correct. Yeah. Why would the buyer want to do that? Because the buyer actually can see each other's offers as they're being made in real time. Where when you normally write an offer, if you have more than one offer coming to the table, you're writing it blindly. You don't know what the other buyer is offering. Here, you know what the other offer's offering, and you can decide, hey, I really want this house. I want to go $5,000 over. Or, hey, it's gone too rich for my blood. I need to pull out, and you can stop. And for that benefit, we're finding buyers are willing to do that. They don't feel like they're leaving money on the table.
Interesting. Okay, so this is up and running in 11 states so far. When did it first get started? We're in, at the time we're recording this is November 2025. When did you guys start the platform?
So I started doing online bidding 10 years ago. We started the platform. We built the platform during the pandemic. After we were suggested by our brokers, hey, go build your own instead of using other people's stuff. We've created our own. We launched in the beginning of 2024, just for Northern California at first, because we were testing it out. We immediately started getting phone calls, went down to Southern California, and now I'm literally going state to state every week, introducing it to different agents.
Cool. That's exciting. So what kind of volume are you guys doing at this point of transactions? Of purchases?
Transactions of, I'm going to say we have sold over 200-300 homes in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's not me personally selling it. It's the agents that were certified to use the product.
Yeah. Okay.
We have over 220 agents that are certified right now.
Very nice. Okay. Very, very cool. That's very interesting. So, so if people are interested and they want to check this out and find out more, where should they go, Angela?
They should go to BidThisProperty.com. There is an email on there. They can click on there and send a request. They can call me. I'm the founder, and I can get them set up with somebody. And can I give my phone number or not?
Well, it's probably on the site. You can give it, but probably the site.
Yeah, it's on the site. It's on the site. It's easiest. Just go to BidThisProperty.com. Our phone number is there. Our email address is there. We can get you set up with a certified agent. There are properties there live right now, active. In fact, we have one that investors are probably going to go crazy on in Oakland.
Well, this might come out a few months.
$1.
Okay, this might be coming out a few months after that one's available. But go check out and see what's available.
Just go check it out, and it's really cool.
Thanks for being on the show, Angela. That's been congratulations on coming up with a unique idea. I love that, and really running with it. It sounds like it's just taking wings. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
All right, everybody, take care. See you on the next one.
Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewsyou.com.